Hey babes, hello, hello, hello. I am doing the second part of the investigation video for Rich Homie Quan. If you hear the baby, that's because we're doing school at the same time. So this is what I have so far. I'm about 20 minutes into it. I'm just going to start off with what I got. Investigators are waiting to get into the gate. After about 10 minutes, somebody opens the gate. And the first thing I notice is Dre coming out the side door to the white truck, either putting something in it or taking it out. I'm not sure. I didn't see anything in his hand when he was going in the truck, and I didn't see anything in his hand when he came out the truck. So what was the point of opening the truck door? I'd say putting something in it, but I could be wrong. Now, because I know it took so long to open the gate, this action shows me a cleanup. To further my suspicions, he then goes to the garage. He starts touching a seat of a car, like they took a seat of a car out of a car, and he starts touching it, and he's in a very odd position. But he don't have anything in his hands afterwards, okay? He goes inside from the garage door. To further my suspicions, Amber said it was cold in the house, yet everybody is in tank tops, shorts, crop tops, and sandals. Dre's walking around with that shirt over him in the beginning. He goes inside. He comes back out with no shirt over the shoulder. There was nothing in his hand when he opened the door to the car. There was nothing in the door in his hand when he closed the door. And he keeps feeling his pockets. He keeps feeling his pockets as if he lost something. There's no emotion on his face, very nonchalant. He goes into the garage and he starts fiddling with something. I'm assuming is the car, like seats from a car. He bends all the way over in a very odd position. He starts touching his pockets again and then walks off very slowly into the garage and back into the house. Now, very good. Keep going. The cop is talking to the detective, right? Amber, Dre, and Quick are all in the kitchen. The cop explains to the detective that Amber found him on the sofa. The cop points to the blood on the floor and says, "That's where it occurred." The call came in at 11:20. We got here in 10 minutes. Okay. Now, none of them are in the kitchen. The cop turns and his camera shows they all disappeared, right? Completely out of sight. Now I could see Dre walking up the steps. Quick pops up in the kitchen out of nowhere. And I notice on the table, I see baby shoes, Pampers, and a sippy cup on the table. Now there's another man in the kitchen that I've never seen him before in any of the other videos. Two men in kitchen. Dre's walking down the steps, and there's a child on the steps at 11:20 in the video. And now what I find strange is that there's a lady in red, right? She has a book bag on, and she starts fanning herself like it's hot in the house, not cold. And what their attire is shows to me that it is hot in the house, not cold. Why would you be in tank tops? Why would you be in crop tops? Why would you be in sandals and shorts? If you're cold, hello, you'd be in something like this because I'm cold, you know. But the kid on the steps also alerted me because we'll get into that in a moment. The shooter was fanning herself with paper. Who's this third guy? And why is the kid not in school? I looked at the timestamps of the video footage and it was only like 2 o'clock. So my thing is, it's 2 o'clock. Did you take your kids to school or didn't you? Because how is there a whole child sitting on the steps on a tablet? If she took her kid to school, I Googled what time Atlanta, Georgia school gets out, and it says 3:15. So, if she took her kid to school, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this third guy looks aggravated, and he storms off this way, out the kitchen. I don't see Quick or Dre anymore. The child is still on the steps. This third man walks back into the kitchen, and then he goes out the garage door. Now the police want to lock the house down. But I feel like, ain't that a little too late? You done had like 15 people in and out now. Again, there's no timestamp of when Dre actually went to go fix this AC. What time did he leave? You know, if it's like 7, 8 in the morning, didn't Dre notice that Quan was still in the same exact position with his eyes open and his arm up exactly how he showed? You got 15 points. You could move on to the next. Woohoo! You can move on to the next one. Now a black truck pulls up and there's people getting out, and there's a black SUV. I just want to know why there's so many people coming to the house. I find it weird that after your brother, your friend, your man passed, you call friends over immediately. There's nobody talking to each other while the cops are around. They all scattered. There's nothing.
Mom.
Yes, baby.
Yes, food.
All right, try again.
Okay.
Do a review. Do the review.
Refill?
Yeah, the third one. Yep, perfect. So, yeah. This whole situation feels very off. I don't know if they are still investigating, but I believe they should be. Tell me your thoughts. I do find it strange. A lot of people pointed out the way he was holding that shirt that is now at this point just laying on the counter in the kitchen. He had that shirt over him that whole time. I find that very odd. I find it odd that you have a bunch of guys up in Quan's house the moment he's gone. Somebody's good at her review. So, yeah, I find it odd how he laid down on the couch and showed him it was this arm, the exact position that Quan was in. I find that very odd. I want to know what time he left the house. I want to know, how did he see food in the back of his teeth? Was Quan's mouth wide open? I find that odd. I find it odd. Everybody's saying how cold it was, that you had to put a blanket on him. You know, you put a blanket on him before you took these kids to school that are still home. But you also say that you put the blanket on after you came home after 11. Which one was it? And he was so cold that, you know, you're in a crop top and shorts with no bra on and around all these men. And it's just odd to me. I could never. I'm sorry. The fact that everybody's in tank tops and shorts and slippers, and it's just not right. It's not right. See, when the detective comes in, I could understand, you know, people, if they all gathered in the kitchen and they're like, I don't know, you know, they're just talking, just trying to figure out what happened. But there's none of that, which tells me you already know what happened. It's suspicious. It's suspicious that now you're walking. You did that super fast. You could play a game for a moment, okay?
Oh yeah.
All right. I find it really odd that nobody wanted to stick around in the house, but now 2-3 hours later, you're inviting people over. I find it odd that you're running around through the house. Dre, Quick, Y'all running around the house like, I just feel like you're gathering things like that you wanted, and this is a red flag to me. These are just my opinions and what I see and how I see it. So, yeah, I know she don't homeschool like I do. So why is that child home? Why is he around all this? She left. Remember? She left. Hold on. The cop was upset. Hold on. Here it is. Cop sees Amber leaving in car. He's telling her not to leave the house yet. She says, I know his dad just told me. So his dad's in there, she says, and his brother. Okay, yeah, just give it a second, the cop says, saying like, don't leave yet. Wait like 5 minutes. Amber says, he says, okay. No, Amber says, okay. Well, you can go knock on the door, as she puts her hand in position to pull off. He got it, says Amber. He's going to get my kids. No. He has my kids. So which one is it? He's going to get your kids or he has your kids? I thought you took your kid to school. Why this day you didn't go to school? Why didn't go to school this day? Why are they at home?
Where did I go?
That don't make sense to me. So somebody's gonna stay here, okay? As she pulls off, he tells dispatch. All right, quiet down. He tells dispatch she wouldn't stay here. I told her to stay, but she wouldn't stay. This don't make sense. Everything's right here. We went over it. All right, so this is going to be the last thing I do for now. I'm going to start trying to reach him through the spirit box, but I have to finish school first. So if you have questions that we haven't asked already, put them in the comments and I will ask Quan.